Hello, and welcome to the BullCast podcast. I'm Katie Pickler, and with me today is Nicole Ellis.
Bonjour.
Oh, you're back. Oh, oui, oui. Bonjour, bonjour. Oh, okay. And we also have Court Winsett.
Hello, Katie.
I'm more excited about Nicole being here than you. I mean,
no
we
kidding.
had our girl bonding episode. We're 30, flirty, and thriving. Or
Almost.
Nicole's almost. I'm going to take one from my neighbor celebrating, my 24th birthday again.
Yeah, well, I was out of town for like 2 weeks straight.
You left us.
Yeah.
But I'm glad you came back, I think.
I did.
don't know.
I came back. That is uncontested. I did come back. Whether or not you're glad, I can't speak to that.
I don't know.
know.
Okay, so we're going to talk about major events happening right now.
Indeed.
No, not the election. We're not touching that one right now. Maybe we'll bring back a fun little election episode debate
Yeah.
where we did fictitious presidential candidates. But for now, what's the other big thing happening right now?
The more fun thing happening right now, let's be honest, is the Summer Olympics.
Yes. So Summer Olympics, and I assume that's why you greeted us with a French saying because you were French.
Because it's in
the Olympics
Paris.
are in
Yeah.
Paris. Yeah.
I've had a couple of friends actually who have been fortunate enough to be visiting Paris recently and sending snaps of the Eiffel Tower with the rings and just very
How
jealous.
I got some snaps from a friend who's visiting Paris as well. Yeah.
Yeah, I think we have a mutual friend there who's been there.
Okay, so what are we going to do for the list? Guys, this is a fun and done episode. We're knocking one out, and it's the Olympics are coming, so we feel like we should talk about them a little bit.
Yeah.
Our new saying is, we're recording a shorty. So our list for today is going to be the top American athletes to watch in Paris. You want to kick it off?
I'll kick it off.
Guys, just full disclosure, Nicole is the real Olympics junkie among us. So I have a feeling that she's going to have a lot to say about all of this.
I will. I love the Olympics. I look forward to this every 4 years. So, of course, we have to celebrate it. So, at the top of our list, I think everybody here knows who she is, and everybody listening should know who she is. It's Simone Biles, the GOAT, the greatest athlete of all time. She is back and better than ever for the Paris Olympics. She had that setback in Tokyo where she was very open about her mental health, and I believe she has a documentary coming out, but I am ready to see her back in action. She's got a new vault that is going to blow everybody's mind, and stay tuned.
She'll win all of the Olympics. Just with this one vault, she's going to win all of the gold medals.
Just make sure you're watching, because this is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to watch someone this talented compete.
All right, next.
Noah Lyles, track and field, 100 meter and 200 meter.
Now,
I don't know anything about Noah. I'm sorry. I need to catch up.
Well, that's what I'm here for.
Yeah, I need to know.
So basically, this is our great American hope. If anybody could possibly win us a gold, it would be him.
So his specialty is actually the 200, but he's recently entered the 100, and he's definitely the fastest man in America. So he's got a great shot at winning both of these. He's got an incredible personality. He makes a lot of jokes. He shows up with his Yu-Gi-Oh cards and he flashes those. He's a cool guy, so he's fun to watch. Definitely watch him try to beat Usain Bolt's record.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's going to happen, but it might.
Okay.
You never know. So Sha'Carri Richardson is another runner. She's
the nail lady, isn't she? Like, she's got really
got the
long
nails.
nails and is very glammed out when
Yes.
she runs. That's why I know who she is.
So she's got an interesting story. This is her first Olympics, but she actually qualified for Tokyo. But she went through a little mishap, got caught with some marijuana in her system. Her mom had just died.
Oh, I remember that now.
Yeah, so her saying is, I'm not back, I'm better. So
Okay.
she is probably, I would say she is up there with Jamaicans as the favorite to win the gold for this. She's incredible.
She's running 100 meters.
Yes.
Is that her only event? She's
Yes.
Just
in the
100
relays,
meter.
most
Okay.
likely. But
Okay.
yes, 100 meter.
So that should be a fun one to watch. We're back around to you.
Oh, I'm back. I'm back again.
You're from outer space.
Yeah. I mean, the entire USA men's and women's basketball team. You can't narrow it down with LeBron and Kevin Durant, Steph Curry.
I saw an article today that said that Durant may not play in the Olympics. That would be a bummer.
It would be a bummer, but they have someone just as good that's going to step up into his place. I mean, they're just the dream team. You can always count on the women and the men to take home gold in basketball. It's kind of our thing, right?
Yeah, it is kind of our one sport that we tend to dominate.
What the heck is this new sport? So Victor Montalvo?
Yeah.
Yeah. Breaking?
Breaking.
This
What is
is-
breaking?
It is
like
what you think it is.
breakdancing?
Yes. This is the one new
This
sport.
is a sport?
Yes. Okay,
Oh.
it's incredible. This is the one new sport for this year's Olympics, and it's breaking. And he is supposedly the favorite. I haven't seen him in action. But
I mean, okay, hold on. So I don't sound like a turd over here. Like, dancing is a sport. Trust me, it is. But, okay, so we've got gymnastics. Now, breakdance. Where is, like, point? Like, that is a sport. Have you seen your feet after you've been in point shoes? That's a sport.
I mean, it could be. You can add a new sport, but it may not be added until like 10 years from now. It's a process to get a sport added. So
Okay.
we may be seeing that.
I'll watch it. I'll be interested to see, but I'm just interested breaking.
There are a couple of different dance competitions that I would love to see become Olympic sports.
Yeah,
You know,
'cause
I mean, you just,
It's just weird that that's the
super
first.
fun to watch.
I mean, yes, gymnastics has elements of dance for sure, but like there's ballroom dancing. There's, I mean, even competitive dancing where you look at even some of our palm girls, things like that. And
Back to the top of the list, you know, you listed Simone Biles, and then what is her category? It's artistic gymnastics, which is interesting because, you know, the one where they really dance around with the ball and the ribbon and so forth, that's not artistic, that's rhythmic. But then the one where they're just basically doing nothing but these feats of athleticism that are just extraordinary, that's artistic gymnastics.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Speaking of Simone Biles, I forgot to add this, but when she's on the floor, she's like 4 feet something. She's very
little,
short.
yeah.
She got up 12 feet in the air on one of her routines and on the floor. So just picture that and tell
Yeah.
me that's not incredible.
Yeah, no, it's pretty.
I mean, did y'all ever watch Make It or Break It?
Oh, I love that show.
It was so good.
It was a great show.
It's on like ABC Family. Yeah, it was about a gym that was trying to be competitive gymnastics dancers and get to the Olympics. And so it was, I think it gave you a new perspective on how hard those girls, and that they've been trained from little babies, because that is one that you age out quickly with gymnastics.
Yeah, Simone is 27, and she's basically a grandma in this sport, and that's sad.
That
She's
is
still
sad.
dominating that.
Yeah.
Yep.
So
Okay.
next is a soccer player. One, you just have one, not the whole women's U.S.
Well-
national team, but just the one.
Well, the whole team's great, but I mean, when you say her name, people are going to know.
So it's Trinity Rodman. And why would people know that name?
I mean, have you heard of Dennis Rodman?
I've heard of Dennis
Maybe.
Rodman.
Yeah, it's his daughter.
Very cool.
That's insane.
Yeah, so she's making a name up for herself in women's soccer. So make sure you tune in and watch her.
Okay.
It'll be fun.
Yeah. I always watch the women's soccer. I always watch gymnastics. I always watch. Probably the thing that I watch the least of, if I'm being honest, is the track and field. But I love all of the other sports, and especially some of the stuff like we're actually coming up on my favorite one. So.
Well, why don't you take this one then, Corey?
Okay, so Katie Ledecky, she is as dominant in swimming as Simone Biles is in gymnastics. She's amazing. She's been dominating basically since 2012 when she was like 2 years old. So, you know, she is a phenomenal swimmer. And golly, we watched the trials. We were stuck in an airport somewhere. Robin and I were. I don't remember where we were going or where we were coming from, but we were stuck in an airport somewhere, and they were showing the trials while we were in the airport. And I just sat and watched, and I was just like, oh my gosh, she still dominates. It's amazing.
I need to figure out the name, but I've got a friend who coaches swim in Alabama, and she had one of her girls that is going to the Olympics. I
That's
believe.
awesome.
That's super.
I think going all the way. Yeah.
Cool.
Let's
It's
go
awesome.
the way.
Okay. Sydney McLaughlin Lavroni, excuse me. Sorry, Sydney. Track and field, 400-meter hurdles. She set the world record 5 times.
Yeah, listen, the 400 is a tough event because you basically sprint around the entire track. To then add in hurdles to that, I mean, that's just...
Hurdles are ridiculous. That's so talented. And they just make it look so graceful and effortless, which is wonderful.
And she is just about guaranteed to win the gold. Like, she has no competition. Like, it's not that other people aren't as good. She is just so good that nobody has, like, if you watch her, she's miles ahead of everyone else. So she is a name to keep up with for this Olympics.
Do you want to take one since it's been a minute?
I'll take another one.
Okay.
Casey, I don't know how to say this last name.
Oh,
Kaufhold.
Kaufhold.
She is in archery, and she's the world #1, looking to be the first American to win Olympic gold in archery since 1996.
Archery is hard.
Yes.
Cameron and I did archery when we were in Ireland, and it's hard. hard.
I don't know, the contraptions that the Olympians use to shoot. I mean, they've got everything like balanced out, and they've got like 100-pound tension on their bow and stuff. I mean, I couldn't do it. I used to do archery at like summer camp when I was a kid, and it seems like it would be so simple to just get up there and boop, put it right in the bullseye every time, and it's not never worked.
We've got a client who is teaching archery for high school and middle school kids. So it's making a comeback. We'll finish this list, but I wonder about the sports and stuff that pick up with the Olympics and that kids get more energized about it. So finish the list, Nicole.
All right. This is also a newer sport that I believe started in Tokyo, the last Olympics. Skateboarding, which in Jagger Eaton in Nyjah, Houston. Okay, those names are just like incredible skateboarding names, right?
Jagger, for
Jagger
sure.
won bronze.
Does he move like Jagger?
He does. He's got the moves like Jagger.
He won bronze in Tokyo with a broken ankle. So, I mean,
I just think of Tony Hawk. Does that age me when I say skateboarding?
Well, I mean, Tony Hawk is still a thing. Yeah.
He's probably the reason why this is an Olympic sport. He's incredible. And he's still skateboarding.
See, and our girl is all up in the Olympic stuff because of Shaun White. Our girl being Nina from Vampire Diaries.
Well, he was pretty incredible.
Personally, we're friends with her. Court and I are.
Yeah.
There's a lot more, obviously, but
clearly.
these are just like probably the top names out there that you will need to be keeping up with.
Okay, so then we've got BullCast's favorite Olympic moments.
Yeah, so basically the idea behind this is we're just going to pick our favorite moments from Olympics past. What sticks out to you? What do you remember? And also, let me just go ahead and ask some questions. Now, I assume since we're going into the Summer Olympics, we're only talking about favorite moments from Summer Olympic Games. We're not going to include Winter Olympics.
I mean, I think you could if you want. If you had a certain moment that you thought was incredible.
Well, the U.S. hockey team, the Miracle on Ice, that's a clear moment that somebody would call us out for not listing if we are opening it up to winter sports.
I always was, like, as a kid, really big about the Olympics. Now as an adult, I've gotten a little bit more disconnected from it, which I hate. I'm going to really try and watch the Summer Olympics, but I loved the figure skating. That was so big when I was young. And the bobsledding I thought was so cool. And then obviously Shaun White, watching him. And I did have an experience, which obviously I love the movie Cool Runnings, about the Jamaican bobsled team. But Cam and I actually, on our last client trip, we've got pictures of us in the Jamaican bobsled, like, model essentially in Calgary, where we were able to visit the Olympic Games that were up there. And then I've been in Park City, Utah, that has Olympic things. So it's not necessarily an Olympic moment, but I love how anywhere the Olympics has been, there's still touches of it. And there's still, because these cities have to prepare so much for them and like where they hold them, that huge refurbishing and like big things happen in these cities that are chosen to host the Olympics.
Well, cities go after the Olympics. I mean, obviously they see it as a financial boon to be able to host, presumably because of not just the people that it brings to the city for the Olympics, but also just the exposure that the city gets because of the Olympics. A place like Vancouver, I've wanted to go to Vancouver ever since the Winter Olympics were there, and I still haven't gone, but I still want to go. I mean, so certain cities, just you're like, wow, that looks like a cool place. And they, obviously they plan out the cities a decade in advance of where the different Olympic Games are going to be held. And so cities obviously go out of their way to try and win the Olympic bid.
Beach volleyball. I would always watch beach volleyball.
Yeah, in case you guys don't know, Los Angeles is hosting the 2028 Summer Olympics.
Oh.
Yeah.
So they've already started their process of showing where everything's going to be in the building.
And see, in my lifetime, we've already hosted the Summer Olympics in LA. So I'm kind of like, meh.
Okay, remind me again. So Olympics happen every 4 years.
Every 4 years, but every 2 years, we'll have summer this year, and then 2 years we'll have winter.
So we're hosting summer right now, and so we're not personally hosting in Carterville, but we're doing summer right now. So then in 2 years, we're going to do winter, and then in 2 years, so that's every 2 years you have some kind of Olympics.
Yes.
It was not always like that.
I would say I didn't think it was that often, because it always seemed like it was such a huge, what's happening?
I can't remember when they changed it, but it was sometime when I was still relatively young that they switched to having an Olympic Games every 2 years, alternating winter and summer. Before that, it was every 4 years. They did summer in the summer, and then that same year they did winter that winter. And so you had to wait 4 years between the Olympic Games. And they switched it because that way you didn't have to wait so long. There was always
I would think with the competitors and stuff, then you're aging out so many people or getting them like their chances if you're having to wait 4 years. But
that's why it's so heartbreaking when you see someone injured, like at the trials. It's like, especially gymnastics, because like you said, you age so much that might be their one shot.
Yeah.
It's heartbreaking.
And so, I mean, there's a lot leading up to it of trying to determine of like, are you going to even make it to the Olympics? And so everyone's caught by storm of the Dallas Cowboy Cheerleaders Netflix series of, are these girls going to make it on the team? But really, it's the Olympics. It's all these people that have started from, you didn't just wake up one morning and just say, I'm going to go to the Olympics.
right.
I mean, there may be some people that, the Jamaican bobsled, hey, let's put a team together. But, like Simone and, Katie and Sydney, these people we talked about, then they have been training their whole lives for this. And absolutely, it's heartbreaking. But that's in any sport, honestly. It's, you have chosen this is going to be your life. And so you've gotten yourself fit, you've taken all the training, you've done everything, and it can be gone in an instant. What are some of your favorite?
Oh, I was waiting for you to ask me what my favorite moments were. Specifically, I have one.
Okay.
And it was in 2012. Michaela Maroney was on the gymnastics team, and she was known for her vault. And she laid down the most perfect vault in the team finals that I have ever seen. I don't know how it got deductions, but when I need like a boost of energy, I just go watch that, and it's just like, it's incredible. So go watch Michaela Maroney's vault from 2012. Also, there was a swimming relay, I believe, in Greece, Athens, with Michael Phelps, and they were big competitors with France at the time. And France talked all kind of smash talk before, and America ended up beating them by like a fingernail.
Yeah.
And that was incredible.
Okay, we have a local Olympian around here. She can often be found at kind of some of the local high schools, the colleges. Rochelle Stevens, she is a former 1996 Olympic gold medalist for the United States in the women's 4x 400-meter relay. She also was in the 1992 Barcelona Olympic Games. And so she has been around the block with the Olympics. And so we're excited to kind of see her. And I know every once in a while she gets everybody jazzed up and excited and has been a coach to help out to pursue their dreams.
Jazzed up. That's me.
But I love how when the Olympics are big in the media, then everybody's excited about it. Like there's been summer camps that I've seen kids go into that are Olympic themed. And I think that this is birthing a whole group of people that are wanting to try gymnastics or track and field or soccer or different things like that. And so, I mean, it's really cool because you're getting to experience all these different things and everyone's kind of uniting behind, the USA or whatever country they're supporting. Exciting time for sure.
Yeah.
Right now, it's something that everybody can talk about, be excited about, and it's not hopefully going to be a divide because you think about it even going into fall, we've got football season, and that constantly will cause divides between people. Sometimes very healthy competitive, but sometimes not so. And then obviously we're going into November, which is going to be heated. It's dividing people between who they're voting for president. So this is kind of a fun little summer break of let's talk about, did you see this? Did you see that breaking? Did you see that, gymnastics? What was going on? I'm excited about it.
Me too, obviously. Can you tell?
Let's get some fun facts up in here. Team USA has won 2,629 medals to date, the most of any country. Woohoo, USA.
Next one would be artistic swimmer Bill May is the oldest member of Team USA at 45 years old this year.
Go Bill. Hesley Rivera, a gymnast, and Quincy Wilson, track and field, are the youngest members of Team USA at 16 years old.
Yeah.
Look at them. Go kids.
Paris medals are made with 18 grams of iron from the Eiffel Tower. Huh. Interesting.
That's awesome.
Finally, NBC has already made $1.2 billion from domestic ad sales for the games. NBC Universal spent $7.65 billion to renew its broadcast rights through 2032.
There's so much media associated with this. Everyone's flooding to be able to represent the games. I remember years ago talking about like the families trying to get them to be able to afford to go to the games. That was a big financial part of it. The deals that these athletes are going to get after the Olympics, you think about the Wheaties box, but there's so much more than just the Wheaties box. It's Michael Phelps had his own like swim spa things, and then you'll have like nutritional things, Reebok, Nike, all of that stuff. I honestly think back to like Jerry Maguire making all those deals with like what are the possibilities of different contracts they can get based on if they win, whether it's, gold, silver, bronze. So this year's Olympics Games cost France over $8.2 million in U.S. dollars.
That's actually a mistype. And
it was supposed to say billion, wasn't it?
$8.2 billion.
Oh, okay.
In U.S.
I was thinking that wasn't that much.
Yeah, I was like, 8.2 million, that's a steal.
Excuse my typo.
What a bargain.
It's supposed to be billion.
Billion. So Paris ranks as the 6th most expensive games in history across both summer and winter Olympics. I was thinking Paris was going to be really expensive. And I need to do some research and see like where everything is, because I was in Paris last year. And so I'm trying to just picture in this city where they're putting everything.
So the beach volleyball is going to be right in front of the Eiffel Tower. Like if you watch it,
wild.
It's literally like in the middle of the course.
That is wild.
And I heard that they're having some swimming event in the river Seine.
Yeah, they do like long or swimming.
Apparently there's been a little bit of a
controversy.
stink about that.
The opening ceremonies are going to take place on the river. Athletes are going to get on boats and go down the river for the first time. So hopefully nobody gets hurt.
Hopefully.
Interesting.
Sochi's 2014 Winter Olympics is the number one in terms of overall cost. It cost them nearly $25 billion to put those games on.
Goodness.
I don't know if you've seen pictures, but Sochi is like run down. Like all this stuff that they built for the Olympics is just a ghost town. It's really sad.
Oh, that's sad.
There have been a few. What was the Winter Olympics that were in Russia maybe back in the late 80s or early 90s? I can't remember, but the whole Olympic Park is basically just a ghost town now.
See, and that's what, it was so cool going to like Park City, Utah, and seeing like their Olympic aspects, and then going to Canada and seeing like Calgary uses it as their stampede now. They do a festival there, but it's, Olympic grounds. And then where this bobsled was, like there was photo ops and you making a music park out of it. Like, come on.
Yeah.
Make some money off of it.
Well, what about the cost, not just the cost of the Olympics, but what about the cost of actually becoming an Olympian? How much does it cost to train someone to actually be an Olympic athlete?
$1 billion.
Pretty much.
$1 billion. According to the USA Triathlon Foundation, annual cost of producing an Olympic triathlete, coaching, equipment, recovery, travel, training, camps, lodging, and nutrition can easily surpass $100,000 per year.
That's just dollars we're talking about. Like, there is a lot of sacrifices that have to be made.
Yeah.
And I kind of liked that Make It or Break It movie. And there's been lots of movies over the years about Olympians, but families have to sacrifice where they live and where they take their kids, because they got to have them with the best coaches, the best opportunities to get them to these positions. So families are sacrificing. If they've got siblings that aren't also pursuing this, that they're probably being sacrificed as well, because it's based on this sibling and that you got one shot.
Yep.
And so
you're not going to throw it away, are you?
Not going to.
No.
I love how you went Hamilton, and in my mind, I'm going Eminem. One shot, one opportunity.
Yeah.
So it's expensive. The Olympic Training Center in Colorado Springs provides housing, meals, and a 50-meter pool for a $90 per night fee for each coach, athlete, or staff. It's $128 per night for foreign athletes and coaches.
So I've actually toured this place a couple of times.
Cool.
It's very cool. You just walking around and you just see athletes who look incredible walk by you, and it's like, oh, I'm a normal human being compared to you. It's
Lisa.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
it's a cool place if you ever get out to Colorado Springs to go tour it.
So I bet you there's going to be a lot of kids that are going to watch this, and they're going to be our next Olympians for the games in 2030s, 40s, something like that.
We're in 2024, so you'll have kids that are 10 years old now that could potentially be making the Olympics for the next Olympics, for the next Summer Olympics. That's crazy. Yeah. Okay, so finally, what are you looking forward to most with this Olympic Games? Nicole, you're the fan. You go first.
I'm really excited to watch Simone. I don't want to put too much pressure on her because you know what happens when you put too much pressure on him, but I want to see her get this comeback and just make everybody eat their words from the last Olympics.
I'd love it if she would take the top honors all around. That would be fantastic. That would be super cool. Honestly, I'm looking forward just to seeing what the heck they're going to do with this whole breaking competition. I can't wait to see how that's going to go down. I always enjoy the swimming too. I'm a huge fan of the swimming. So
it's so impressive. Like all of it's so impressive. I'm excited to just watch it all, and I just love the positivity that comes out of this for sure. I think that's huge, and it's just really everyone coming together to celebrate how hard these people have worked. And of course, it does turn into like people are like, "Oh, they should have done better," and it's like we're all little critics over here, and it's like none of us can do that at all.
Yeah, it's always tough whenever you're watching any sort of elite athlete or professional athlete, and you're kind of like, "Oh man, you missed that. Oh, that's terrible." But then I couldn't do any of the things that they do. So there's my bullseye. Yep. I couldn't do it.
So, I wish good luck to everybody. I'm excited to watch everything and kind of have some fun stuff to talk with clients about. And so would love to hear in the comments and stuff some of y'all's favorite Olympic moments, or if we missed something, which I'm sure we did, because there's been some incredible moments in history for the Olympics.
Stick around for just a second, and I'll tell you exactly how you can comment for us and let us know what we missed, what you're looking forward to.
Well, Court, before you get to that, the Olympics start next Friday.
Okay.
So it is July the 26th.
Opening ceremony.
About
July
a week from today, the opening ceremony starts. So make sure you tune in and support these amazing people.
Go ahead and get your jumpsuits ready, ready to go.
Get your FloJo nail.
Get your sweatband on. Like, it's going to be going. Maybe us at Pickler Companies need to all dress up as our favorite Olympian next week.
No.
I'm not wearing a leotard.
I'm not going to be dressing up. Sorry. Not going to happen. Wouldn't be prudent.
Darn it.
Oh, ladies and gentlemen, there's the closing bell. You've made it to the end of yet another episode of the BullCast podcast. If you liked what you heard and you'd like to hear more, please feel free to go to your favorite subscription service and sign up to have our podcast beamed directly to your listening device every single Thursday at noon. If you'd like to find out more about Court, Cameron, Katie, or Nicole, please feel free to go to our website. Hey, that website is also where you can drop us a comment, suggest a topic you'd like to hear us talk about, or maybe just say hey. And if you'd like to do that, please feel free to go to that website. That website is BullCastPodcast.com. We've got some pictures there on that website, but if you like pictures and you'd like to see more, we've also got pictures on Instagram, and that Instagram handle is at BullCastPodcast. We also have an X handle. That handle is at BullCastPodcast as well. And finally, we've got a Facebook page, and the Facebook page is BullCast the Podcast. So go check us out. Comment, suggest a topic, suggest anything. Just give us some feedback. We love hearing from you. Finally, if you'd like to find out more about what it is we do, we have mentioned many times that we work at a place called Pickler Wealth Advisors. And if you'd like to find out even more about any of your wonderful hosts here at BullCast, we all have bios up on that site. But more importantly, you can also find out what we can do for you. You can find out about our amazing team, and you can find out about our boss, David Pickler. That website is picklerwealthadvisors.com.
That's advisors with an O.
Not an E.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have given you everything you need to go forth and live your Olympic dreams. So for now, I'm Court.
I'm Katie.
And I'm Nicole.
And we're done.